Today, I'm going to show you how to intelligently manhandle somebody. I'd like to think anyone who does martial arts for a long time comes full circle. So when I first started, I did very hard martial arts. We banged into each other and manhandled each other. And that's great if you're big and strong, which I'm not. And then somewhere along the line, you realize you're not big and strong and you're stupid. And then so what you do is you go, okay, I'm going to go soft and I'm going to learn to blend. And that's great. And it's good to teach you that. And then people start running you down and kicking your head in because you're too soft. And at some point you realize, I still need to manhandle people. I just need to do it smart. What happens a lot of times is you get into confrontations like this and people grab. And what happens is I push and he pushes and it's who's stronger, right? I don't want to be who's stronger, who's smarter. So if you're going to throw someone around, here's the key. You want them off balance, right? If you look, he's in pretty good stability right now. But if I shift him to 1 foot, it doesn't take much to move him. If I'm pushing him on the straight, it's not good for me. But if I find an angle and I move him, he moves pretty easily. If he's leaning towards me and I yank him this way, he goes pretty well. If I feel him push back and he pushes, he moves pretty easily. When you're in the middle of a fight, inevitably it turns usually into some kind of mix of grappling and striking. And the problem with strikers is once they get wrapped up, they can't hit. And the problem with grapplers is once they get in, they can't hit either. So what I like to do is we're fighting and we're hitting each other, bang, 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 but all of a sudden we get kind of tied up. Well, instead of me wrestling with him, what I want to do is ideally I want to start taking his balance. I want to move him one way or another, and then I can move him. And then I can shift him or I can push him. So he comes in, I can just move him a little bit, and it gets easy to move. Now you notice he's flying around. You know why he's flying around? Not because I'm strong, but because once I get him leaning onto 1 foot, I can move him in another direction. He always has to move to keep his feet underneath him. So if he's like this, and I go like this is resistance. But if I come on this angle, it's smart. If he grabs on, right, I don't want to struggle with him. Look, I want to tip him. See how he tips? Now look, easy to move. He tips. Look, I shift him, easy to move. I can move him because he's on 1 foot. So when you're fighting, a lot of times what happens is you won't get that shot off, but you need a break. So look, I just push him a little bit off balance. Now the shot's there. He comes in, I bump him or pull him a little bit. Now the punches happen because he's kind of trying to regain his structure. So what you got to learn to do is you learn to need to mix up your hits with off-balancing people to where you can start hitting them more because they're not in position to fight. What he wants to do ideally is maintain a good posture and knock the crap out of me or wrestle me. What I want to do is I want him in a position to where he never feels like he's comfortable to hit me. Now these things get a lot easier because he's not in position to fight. So anything you can use to off-balance them, whether it's a hip, whether you're using your shoulders, whether you're hitting your forearms, you always want to knock them out of stability. But it's not from muscle. It's not like I go like this, he grabs me and I out-muscle him. If you watch, what I'm doing is I'm using my weight. I'm extending, expanding, and stepping, and I'm going in on an angle that's not particularly good for him. So every time I do this, I want to be in a position to where I can bounce him. The problem a lot of people have when they fight is they don't want to get physical. You have to get physical. You have to smack them around and bounce them around and be willing to take the shots. But again, you want to do it in a smarter way. As you get older, you're not capable of picking people up and tossing them around from muscle. You got to use your feet. You got to use your weight. You got to use angles. You got to feel where they are. If you can learn some of the more subtle fine points, you'll find a lot of the punches and strikes that you throw will open up because he's just in an awkward position. So learn how to bump people around and knock them off balance, and it will make your job a lot easier. This is Bill Koenig for Straight Circle Martial Arts. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time.